story on the International Lawyers Conference that's currently on in Delhi. And we are joined by Arun Bharadwaj, who's the senior advocate of the Supreme Court and president of the Bharatiya Bhasha Andolan, or the Indian Language Movement. Thank you very much, sir, for being with us. Now, by making legal language simple, are there concerns also that, that the language will open up some ambiguities to many interpretations?
See, today the Honorable Prime Minister has added to his already existing program of Indianization of the judicial system. Our Indian judicial system, as you know, under Article 348 of the Constitution of India provides English as the only language in which all high courts and the Supreme Court of India can function. So what happens is that since English is spoken and understood only by very few, less than 5% of the Indian population, therefore people, litigants going to the courts who do not understand English find it very difficult to understand as to how the proceedings in the courts are being conducted, what is the questions being asked by the Honorable Court, and what are the answers in English given by the litigants' counsel. So therefore, to make it more comfortable and more approachable for the litigant and to enable him to understand as to what is going on in his case in the court, therefore, the Honorable Prime Minister wants that the language to be used in the court should be the language of the common man, so that he knows and understands his case, the issues cropped up and the arguments being advanced by the lawyer, and the testimony which he has given in his own language is recorded in his own language. The lawyers also, sir, may, if allowed to argue in their own language, can be followed and understood by the litigant who belongs to a rural India, who is an illiterate, a farmer, a fourth-class employee, a housewife, a bonded labor, a person belonging to, say, a very low income group.
No, we definitely understand the need for it to be opened up to various languages and make it more accessible. But will this actually, making using easier, simpler language and also Indian languages, is it going to speed up the justice delivery?
Yes, I will say yes, because even today, you see the Indian, the Criminal Procedure Code from section 272 to 277 enable that the evidence should be recorded in the language in which the witness has deposed. Similarly, in the Civil Procedure Code, section 137 would allow the district courts to write the testimony in the language of the witness, that is in the witness language in which he has deposed. There are very sparse provision for English to be the language of recording of evidence at the trial level. So therefore, it is possible at the trial level. Therefore, it could also be made possible at the high courts and even in the Supreme Court. See, the high courts and the Supreme Court, we have around 1,200 judges. But there are 17,000 judges in the Indian judicial system at the trial courts. If the trial courts with 95% of the court strength can function in the local languages, it should not be difficult for the high courts and the Honorable Supreme Court to also adopt the local language of the litigant in which justice can be delivered. Imagine a situation, sir, where the constitutional bench judgments or the important judgments where the Supreme Court or the high courts are delivering justice, those judgments are coming and printed in the law journals in the language, English, which hardly 5% of the Indian population understands. So therefore, the income taxpayer has a right to know what the courts have decided, what the law of the land is, live-in relationship, rent-tenant, tenant and landlord relationship, husband-wife relationship, rights of succession, etc. Everything, if it is in a common language, the Janta will understand what the law of this country is.
Right. Mr. Bharadwaj, you're at the International Lawyers Conference. You're out talking to other lawyers from different countries. How much collaboration is there among the legal fraternity across different countries? And is there room also for greater institutional collaboration?
Very good question indeed, because we have been traveling for the past 10 years and struggling for this issue that people should be delivered justice in their local languages. And we have traveled through yatras in Tamil Nadu, and we found that people in Tamil Nadu want Tamil to be the language of the Madras High Court. The Bar Council there, the Bar Association presidents there are interested and are extending all their support. But there are certain teething problems, like there could be a scarcity of books in the local languages. There could be a scarcity of the law journals which are being printed only in English today. There could be a problem arising in the mindset of those who are accustomed to only English usage while delivering judgments. Even now, sir, I would like to tell you and your viewers that the high courts, in various high courts in India, especially the Allahabad High Court, I can even name Justice Saurabh Shamsheri, he has penned down thousands of judgments in Hindi. Even in Rajasthan and Odisha High Court, we have judgments in Odia. The Honorable Supreme Court has translated hundreds of judgments in local languages. They are available on its website.
Yes.
Honorable Justice Chandrachud Saab is doing a hard work in bringing the judgments in local languages to the public.
Sure, I was actually more interested in the international collaboration, but let's stick to the subject. How effective has the e-court system been, and how accessible is it to the common man?
It is a very successful system which has been brought in. It has saved time. It has saved time of the litigants, of the lawyers, and it is accessible. During COVID times, it made possible for justice to be delivered through this system. It is friendly, it has brought in transparency. People can watch their lawyers making submissions, the honorable judges putting questions. So it is absolutely necessary. It has taken justice, the courts, to the villages, in fact. A person sitting in a far-off land, say at the sea coast, or a farmland in Punjab, or a tea estate in Assam, even the housewives, they can watch the proceedings going on in the courts at any point of time. So therefore, all these things, and judgments on website, court orders on website, and connectivity, it is making justice very, very easy, accessible, besides being transparent.
A final question, Mr. Bhardwaj, is what are the best practices that Indian lawyers can give to the lawyers who have come from abroad, who are looking at our country, and what's the best practices that we can imbibe from them?
Yes, you see, the International Court of Justice, the International Court of Justice functions in more than one language, French and English. There is a choice. And I can say, sir, if there is a party before the International Court of Justice which does not know French or English, then under Article 39(3) of the International Court of Justice rules, the court can authorize a language other than French or English to be used by that party. There are constitutions across various countries where their Supreme Court and their High Courts are functioning in their motherland, their mother tongue. So therefore, it is possible for all people coming from various countries to have translations and translated scripts being made available to them in their local language, so that they understand in their language, their phraseology, to which they are more accustomed to, and to which they are more, their hearts are with. As you say, as we say it in Hindi, sir, कि माँ, मातृभूमि और मातृभाषा का कोई विकल्प नहीं, be it any country, be it any locality. So therefore, justice must be delivered in the language of the common man. When the parliament can function in the local language, when the executive and the legislature can use local language, judiciary also should function in the local language of the common man.
Okay, we'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Mr. Arun Bhardwaj, Senior Advocate of the Supreme Court and President of the Bharatiya Bhasha Andolan, or the Indian Language Movement.